there was a Bulgarian guy you had at the drop-in, I think,
Yeah.
the gypsy guy, and my wife's Bulgarian and my stepdaughter's Bulgarian, and I think you told her the story of him. He came over here and you were trying to get him work, but in Bulgaria, the gypsies are like a second class, and the guys here at the construction sites wouldn't help him, but he was helping yesterday, I think.
He's always helping me.
He was awesome, and
Yeah.
I think my wife got really emotional last night, and she was just almost in tears, just seeing that happen and seeing it on the front line, and just seeing this guy who's obviously trying really hard to work really hard, and yet just doesn't have the opportunities. And yeah, I don't know, she was like in tears last night, just to see that inequity and to see that cycle going to where it's just not going to be repaired. It's just it was hard for her to just see, in the front line, but it was also really good because this is the reality, so there was already a good point of that day, just so, and my daughter could see that too, because in Bulgaria, they're just the gypsies, and the gypsies do their own thing. But now she's getting it's here, she's like, wow, this is just really an inequity, So what is the solution? You guys are trying to start a conversation with these people. I know the SCT has all these setups, and I got shown around by your CEO, and you guys have a really smart program. I mean, you guys have really thought about this. You've got halfway houses and workshops and programs. So what is the light?
Yeah, the light from my perspective is that we're looking forward now, and what we're trying to do is, so over the next 5 years, we would like to see maybe having 10 apartments, not necessarily we'd own them, but, we'd be able to put the most needy people into these apartments. Maybe they're in the middle of addiction, in the middle of mental health, but we give them their own space. You put someone in a hostel, and what happens is you could have the crack dealer next door. It doesn't work. Hostel system doesn't work for the most difficult situations. But if we're able to then, it's called housing first, and that's what we're looking towards, developing something around that sort of model where we give someone an apartment, give them the wraparound care, we start engaging them, and when they're ready, they start to make their steps. But giving them stability, so that they ain't got to worry about the next door neighbour coming in and supplying them with any drugs. And, if it ends up being women in that sort of situation, it's not going to be men next door that are going to pimp them out or anything like this. And, and that's one solution that we're looking to try and develop over the next 5 years. And then the other one is we would love to have something like what you've seen in Acorn House, where we have 16 beds for men that are abstinent. We'd love to have something like that for women. Because
right now, and that's your facility right there on Shoreditch High Street,
that's right, yeah.
And there's 16 places, but you have to be abstinent to be there.
Abstinent.
But it's men only.
Men only.
And it's got a really cool, community center on the ground floor.
That's right, yeah.
You can learn how to cook, you can learn IT services, you can do woodworking.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of therapeutic stuff happening there as well.
Good vibe going on there.
Yeah.
So that's good, but you're saying you're missing that step before that, where someone can, and a facility for women.
Yeah, I think that because everybody is different, right, you will know. I don't know how you got your recovery, but some people will get recovery because they just go, right, I'm stopping and that's it, and we're going to do it. Some people use an AA type 12-step model, some people will use CBT, some people will use a combination of many different kinds of therapy and do a 12-step. And so there's no one size fits all in recovery. So, and when we're talking about these apartments that someone would have, and we'd support them through housing benefit, and then, we'd have to fundraise ourselves in order to provide that wraparound care. This is just another way of doing the same thing. This is a way of maybe someone who just thinks rehab and abstinence I can't do it. But if we give someone a bit of stability, if we start wrapping around that care, if we're checking in with them every day, if we are meeting with them maybe in the beginning 2-3 times a week, if we're linking them in with other stuff happening in the community that's not all around homelessness and addiction, I don't know, it could be a community centre, it could be a religious group or whatever, and they get to see normal people, if you like, that's why the way we'd see it, right? People that are not like our clients, where addiction isn't at the forefront of everything.
Right. That's important, right?
I think
that is important. Because otherwise they're just
important.
surrounded by addicts, addiction, people talking about addiction all the time. I mean, that could be a grind.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that that's the case. Yeah, and I've seen plenty of people that have got recovery, and from all walks of life. I mean, not just the SCT, in my own life as well. I have experienced people, some that have just stopped themselves, got themselves involved in a community group, and then gone on to get recovery. Other people have needed a rehab. Some people have done the same sort of thing that we're talking about now, where there's a apartment that they get their wraparound care, but they've got their own apartment, a safe place that they go back to at the end of the night. And so, you know, all doors need to be wedged open with a crowbar in order to get people into recovery, to get people to have a life that we all want, even if we can't admit it in the middle of our chaos.